this technology is old. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, or as always, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today, as you can see, I'm in the Tahoe again, and I'm going to be swapping out this old unit for a Kenwood double din that's in this box right here. So, from everything I've seen, it's going to be pretty straightforward. The only thing that I'm worried about is popping off this, because it's not like this is a whole piece. You got to pop these out. So hopefully I don't break that, but like I said, I'm going to be installing a new double din radio. Everything is going to work. Steering controls are going to work. I've got a port here that's going to replace the cigarette lighter, and it's going to be a USB port. So that'll be cool. Show you guys how to do all that. And finally be able to Bluetooth and charge your phone from the radio and all that cool stuff. So getting into this install, this radio was probably fine for 2007, but you know, we're 2023 now. This technology is old, and they did make, you know, the touchscreen navigation and all that stuff, which is cool, but we don't have. So we're gonna swap in this guy. Now this doesn't have navigation or anything like that. It just kind of wanted Bluetooth and all that good stuff. It is already, it's actually upside down right now, but it's already in the housing it's going to be sitting in. I've already got it all wired up. I'll show you guys what I used to wire all that up. Alright guys, so here we are about to wire in our Crutchfield harness with our new head unit harness. And there's a couple different things that comes with this Crutchfield harness. You've got this, which I think there's 2 or 3 different ones, but this is the one that's going to apply for us. It's got this wire that we have to splice into the steering wheel controls on the head unit harness. And then other than that, it's basically just matching up wires, and it's real simple. But I got something that's pretty cool. I got these, which are, they're solder sticks. You see solderstick.com. This is not sponsored, but I picked these up because they're heat shrink. And then that little silver in the middle, that's actually solder. So these should do great. I've always only ever really used like electrical tape. And I've had issues with connections in the past, obviously, because just electrical tape isn't enough to hold all that steady. And I've never had much luck with the butt connectors, the ones that you just clamp shut. Those always end up coming loose too. So I figured I'd go ahead and give these a shot. So I'm gonna go ahead, I think these are the ones that I'm gonna need. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one put in here, and then we will heat shrink it and see how it does. So I'm probably just gonna start with this yellow wire, the power wire. So let me get that off, get this stripped off, and then put this in there and heat shrink it up. All right, so now I got my heat gun, and let's all right guys, so as you can see, again, if it'll focus, all these are connected. These are all weatherproof now, which I mean, they'll be behind the dash, so it doesn't really matter. If it'll focus, I can show you. You can kind of see the solder that's melted in there. Once these get warm enough, it just, you can kind of watch it pop, and then it goes everywhere. Sorry it's not focusing. I'm using my phone right now. My GoPro's dead, but you can see it. And yeah, it's pretty satisfying actually to watch. I couldn't really get a good angle of it because I don't have anything to set this up on. But you'll be heating it up, and it'll just kind of pop, and you'll just see it kind of spread out over the whole thing. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, it's a solder stick. I think this has like 50 pieces in it. I think this was like 20 bucks, something like that. And you get all these for different types, different sizes of wires and everything. And it's pretty good. Again, I'm not sponsored, but I like these. Also, I got the T-tabs from them in case we need to splice into this when it's, you know, already in the car. But I think I'm pretty good. I have this wire, which in this kit, again, like I said, there are like a couple different wires for the steering wheel controls if your car has that. So mine came with this one, which has this jack, but I don't use that in my case. This one's for the Alpine and Clarion, or Clarion, however you want to say that. And then I use this one, my heat gun kind of melted it a little bit, but this one's for the Kenwood, which is what I'm going in with. And I'll show you guys that if I haven't already in this video. So again, I think this is all good. I haven't wired up the reverse gear because that'll be for the backup camera, and I do not have that yet. I will be putting a video out installing that. So don't have anything hooked to that yet. Probably need to wrap that up just so it's not arcing off anything when I put it in reverse. And then this one, it's like your amps on and off, all that stuff. Don't really think I need to use that one either, but I might just go ahead and hook it into this one. So this is pretty much done. And then we've got the antenna, you got your park safety switch and all that stuff, because this can actually play DVDs as well. I'll leave a link to this in the description below, as well as the bezel and the wiring kit that I used, and all of it. I think together I'm probably in this thing for about $350, $400. The radio is $200. The wiring kit was $100, give or take, and then the dash kit was like 15 bucks. So the harness is pretty pricey, but especially I believe mine has the Bose, and then you know, if you want to keep the steering wheel controls, all that stuff. If yours is just a base, which I'm not sure if they make them without the steering wheel controls, but I do know they make them without Bose. But say like yours doesn't have steering wheel controls, doesn't have Bose, I think the other kit on there is like 50 bucks, something like that. Or you can maybe get it cheaper somewhere else, but I wanted to keep all that stuff, so that's what I went with. So now we're going to pop all this out, which you just get a screwdriver. I'm just going to try to get a small flathead up in there and just kind of pry on a little bit. And I believe this whole thing comes out, and then you have access to all this. And I think there's just two 10 millimeters here, two 10 millimeters there, and I think the whole radio pops out. You might have to take this out, I'm not sure, but even if you do, it's not that bad. It's just a couple more bolts. So let's pop this thing out. Alright guys, so I put this, I got one of these little screwdrivers, shoved it up in between here and pulled on it, and it gave me enough room to put another one in there just to give a little more space. And that popped out, and I've literally felt like I've been breaking this thing coming all the way around, but the clips are still good, so I guess I'm just going to keep pulling. But these things are strong, and again, like I said, I've felt like I've been breaking this thing. That one's not moving, and that one, I don't want to break this piece off, so I might just put the screwdriver back in there, try to pop that out, and then do the same thing, just pop it down. But this thing's on there, dude. I mean, granted, has been on there for, you know, it's about almost 20 years, so I guess it would be, but I'm going to get to getting the rest of that off, and then we'll come back. Alright, so this is off. Again, like I said, all the clips are still there. I felt like I broke every single clip, and I felt like I broke this thing in half at least 3 times. But it came off. It was on there pretty darn good. So now we'll get to taking these out. Okay, so what I'm seeing is here you've got little clips that kind of go over each side. Don't really understand why they did that, but so we will have to take everything out, which is pretty okay because I got to get to one of these anyways to pull it out. So I think these aren't 10s, they look like 7 or 8s maybe. I think GM likes to use the 8s. But so I'll take all these out. I think there's what, 8. We will pull this one out, just pull this one forward, and then obviously this whole unit's going to come out, get unplugged, and get replaced. So let's do that. Alright guys, so as you see, I've got these pulled out. Literally, you just take those bolts out, and there's no clips, nothing, they all just pull out. Like, they basically fell out once I took the bolts out. So those are super, super easy. And then I'll show you what I got planned for this one here in a second. But for right now, we're going to focus on this. We'll pull it out, comes out, in a unit. Then you got all your plugs and everything back here. I think this one has 3. If you have like a backup camera, I think it's got like 4, something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull those out and get the radio out, and then we'll come back. All right guys, so here is the old radio. It is out. Got all this stuff. And like I said, there's 2 plugs behind this one. And you got your antenna. So technically 3, but this is gone. So now, all it is to take those plugs out, if you've never taken one of these out, they're all basically the same. It's just a little clip up here on the top. You push in, pull out. Same thing here, push in, pull out. And then you've got this guy, that's your antenna, which they give you this adapter in the wiring kit that I'm gonna put in the description below. And I've got everything already hooked up. That's the mic. I don't know if I'm gonna run that or not, but I've got everything hooked up. I'll show you guys a little clip of me doing that. Super easy. I use solder stick joints, so these are connections that are good and that are never gonna mess up. So let's go ahead and pop this in the radio, and like I said, with this kit it should just be plug and play. Alright, so I've got a couple connections off here that's gonna dangle a little low like these, because I've got to connect these later. And then you've got your big harness here, you've got your box that retains like door chime, all that stuff, and that kind of relays to your BCM and all that stuff, that, you know, everything's good and ready to go. Then you got your 2 plugs here. Those are the ones that's going to be plugging straight into the factory harness. So you match them up. And you can match them up, they've got all these little tabs on the bottom. They'll match up with here. They should only be able to go in one way. And then the instructions will obviously help you out too in the kit. And grab your antenna adapter. Alright, so that all should be good. Now I'm going to try to tuck all of this, like the big box and everything, back up in there. And this radio is a lot lighter than the old one, I will say that already. So let's just... Okay, actually first, before I get that all put in, I want to make sure that it works. Alright, well there it goes. And if you can hear that buzzing, it's that little thing. It's the air temp in here. I got to replace that, but that's not the point of this video. Alright, so everything's on. And we do plan on putting a rear camera in here. I just want to try to get the factory rear camera and get the same thing, because this kit actually comes with a hookup to hook up the factory camera system to an aftermarket radio. So just waiting to get the factory camera system in here, and then I'll be making a video on installing that in here as well. So let's... I won't be able to let you guys hear the music.
More with less.
It's working. The volume is buttons. I'm not a big fan of the volume, but they work. Now, big thing, let's see about the steering wheel controls.
So if you're a small business owner, don't wait.
All right.
Call or go online to learn about the one
Steering wheel controls working for the volume source. That works. So all the steering wheel controls work, it seems, except the voice control, which that might be something that's, maybe you've got to have it hooked up to your phone or something, and whenever you press that it'll answer it. But everything else is working. The volumes, the changing, the source, everything like that, it all works good. So now we can go ahead and get to installing this thing. Now it is being a little bit of a pain trying to tuck all that in there to make it fit, but I don't think we'll have much of an issue getting it in there, and then should be getting this thing buttoned up. All right guys, so radio is in, And the only complaint is, I had this earlier too, I almost just wish that the radio came out more flush, but I almost feel like that's more of the radio itself's fault, because when you look, the face of the radio is real thin and then the big back comes out that stops it. So I almost think that's more of the radio's design flaw as far as making this flush goes than this kit, because I think this kit is meant to have the radio come out flush. But really, it's still not all that bad. It doesn't look bad, you can't see behind it, and I mean, you can get to everything perfect, no issues. So that's in. I got the bolts in for this and for the climate control. There is a little bit of a gap between that and the climate control, but I mean, no biggie. We'll wait and see how the fitment is exactly whenever we get the bezel back on. But now we're going to focus on this. So what I'm going to do is just unplug this from this cigarette lighter. I'm going to take this cigarette lighter out and replace it with this. So this is going to go inside the cigarette lighter to make it to where this end connects to this end of the USB, and you'll be able to hook up your phone from right there, with the only cord being shown is your phone cord. So this will be super simple. I'm going to see about getting this out. I think it's just, I might just unhook everything just to get a better look at it, but it looks real simple. So let me unhook this and then I'll show you guys taking that out. Super simple. You see those two little tabs in there? You got one there and one there. Those are just, they're little push pins in there. You just get like a small flathead or something and just push up on those while you kind of push on the back of that. And then this whole thing will just slide forward and out. And then after that, I think this is just held in by those, just some little pins on the back. You can just pry those in and then pull it out. Yeah, they're right here. Those little pins. You just get those. I don't think I'll be able to get my finger in there, but okay. Just push on it, and that comes out. And then there you go. And that's also, that kind of goes the same if you want to replace these, because they do make replacements. Like this one's missing a little flap. If you want to replace those, it's that simple. So I'm going to test fit this guy and see, because we might reuse this. I'm not sure, but if this will fit without it, then that will be really good. So let's test fit this. Alright, so there it is. It does have a little bit of a gap, but I think that's because it comes with this, and this is like another little flap. So I think I'm going to put this back on it, and then looks pretty good. It comes with this. I think it comes with another one, which the other one has like a, looks like a big back on it. So I think I'm going to try to use that one, if I can find it again. Yeah. But this one has like that spacer, so hopefully it won't damage the plastic or anything like that. And then if you don't have like a spot like this or something, and you have like an older car you want to try to put one of these in, this comes with this. So like you can mount it anywhere, and you know, it'll still look pretty good. So that's cool. And it still comes with all the mounting screws, all that. Again, everything that I bought and I'm putting in here today will be in the description below with a link. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all together and then send it in there, and we'll see how she works. Alright guys, so got this hooked up. I don't have my cord in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug my watch charger in, because yes, for some reason my watch charger is in here, but my phone charger is not. So that's plugged in there. And there we go. It's charging my Apple Watch now. And so this should work the same for like music and everything like that. And it's pretty good in there. I gotta figure out how to get this off of demo mode. But, I mean, all that's in. It looks good. I'll try the Bluetooth real quick. Alright. So, I mean, I'm hooked up. It's playing one of my old videos. Turn it up. Turn it down. Wonder if I can skip videos with it. Yep. So all that is good. So now I'm going to put that bezel back on, see how everything lines up, and so far I'm really happy with it, guys. And alright guys, so everything is in. It looks really good. Like the fitment up here is pretty good. You got a little bit of a gap there, not a big deal. A little bit of gap there, not terrible. I mean, all in all, I mean, especially this kit, I mean, it's only like 15 bucks for the dash kit. I'm sure you could probably get like better kits out there, but really, it doesn't look bad. And, you know, all this still lines up pretty good. You got this in here now, which is a huge upgrade from the other one. I might end up putting another one in there. I don't know. I'll try to maybe figure that out. But yeah, that's it. Everything works. It's the USB. You got the Bluetooth. You can set all that up. And again, I'm gonna have to fidget with this a little bit and figure out how to get it off demo mode, because after it sits for a while, it starts saying everything that it can do. So that's demo mode. But again, everything that I did, or everything that I bought, will be in the description below if you guys want to pick something like that up, or even do a different radio but you still want the kit and the wiring kit and all that stuff. All that'll be in the description below, so you guys can go check that out. Really easy. Again, I'm gonna put in there wiring up the thing, and I used solder stick. It's not sponsored. I wish it was, but it's not. They're just really good connections and super easy. I just really like them, so I use them. And then really all of it was plug and play. Everything works. Obviously, you know, check engine light, except that dumb tire light. And works with the systems really good. Like I said, all that still works. No error codes whatsoever. All this is still working. And again, it's going through that demo mode. But really happy with it. And it took me like, I mean, with filming, 30 minutes. But it'd be a lot quicker without filming. And then obviously I've never pulled this off before. I thought I was gonna break this like 700 times and I didn't. So this is a lot stronger than I thought. I mean, still don't go crazy on it, but you can give it some good tugs and it's not gonna go anywhere. But I definitely think that looks a whole lot better than what was in there. And then obviously I am gonna get a backup camera, but like I said, it's going to be, or at least I'm gonna try to make it the factory backup camera and run the wires up through here and plug it in just like factory. So hopefully I can get that pretty soon. There will be a video coming out about that, whether I do it that way or do it the other way of just put an aftermarket camera back there. There's gonna be a video about me putting a backup camera in here, so be on the lookout for that. And I think that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video, guys. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have any comments, questions, concerns about anything I did, please leave them in the comments below. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see more stuff. I have a couple more things going on with the truck, and I have a couple more things going on with this, like the backup camera, stuff like that. But I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty much done with this thing. And obviously I'll put more videos out if I do some more with it. But go follow me on all my socials. All those will be down below in the description and also at the end cards at the end of this video. Like I said, that's a wrap for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.